Hi, hello, good morning again. You are back with the crew. Hey, today's video, I've been working on this idea and this concept for quite a long period of time. And it's something that really kind of is hard for me. It's almost hurtful for me to put these kind of videos out, but it does need to be addressed. And it's stuff about our future that I think it'd be beneficial to a lot of us to understand. But that's the disclaimer of the bad news coming in the video. The good news is I did a video a couple of weeks ago about spiritual crypto. It was so well received by so many people, and I really appreciate the kind words. And the vibe I got was just, whew. I know I have the right people with me. And that's exactly why I did this channel. My son and I created this channel because we saw the crypto space or sphere or group or army or whatever we want to call ourselves is lacking in human compassion. You know, it was too much about charts and graphs and, you know, Lambos, and, you know, it was just a little bit too much over the top for reality. Well, lately reality has struck us pretty hard in this area that we're in, this army of soldiers, of pioneers that we all claim ourselves to be. We occasionally run into times like we have recently. And I know in my last video I really talked about, please don't sell your coins if you're way down. And if that's not in your heart to do so, just because your neighbor, maybe your husband or your uncle or somebody was at the Thanksgiving table and said, oh yeah, the whole thing's a scam. And, you know, just stick with the coins that you really know well and you've done research on. Okay, this concept that I've been working on for a very long time is not terrible news, but I think it's so relevant now, I sort of pushed it forward in my scheduling of shows. It's about stablecoins. And stablecoins are at a very, very risky place. I don't know if you've been following the news. Congress and the Senate and everybody else has been all over. That's their new thing, and they really just want to push, oh, we got to control these stable coins and this and that. And they're really after Tether, and they're really after the Binance coin, and all of them are being scrutinized. There's something really fishy about the market. The math doesn't add up. There's no way Tether's doing $32 billion daily. That does not make sense to me. I'm sorry. I don't think those numbers are accurate. I think we're finding out with FTX and all the rest of it that there's a lot of numbers that have been manipulated and moved around. I'm really making this video early on this content because I don't want you or any of your friends to get stuck in any of those exchanges. They are exchanges. They are stable coins. I believe, and I've been working on this theory, and I brought it up on Zach's channel. I bounced this off some really important people that we all may or may not know on this channel, and they've basically, in the beginning, thought it was the most ridiculous idea they'd ever heard, and that is the fact that stable coins eventually will be the new bond market. This is my concept. As far as I know, it's new to anybody that I know I've mentioned it on the show before, but I really believe that's what's happening. They're going to obliterate I'm getting some help from the staff here. They're going to obliterate these private stable tokens as best they can. And one by one, they're going to knock them all off. And then they're going to reemerge them with a different label in essentially the same manner for each nation. And they will be bonds. They will have a longevity to them. They won't be corporate bonds. They'll be more like muni bonds, like a city or a state or a county, or in this country anyway, or a nation bond, a federal bond. Those will be more like treasuries. Yeah, those are gunshots you hear in the background. You can shoot your guns here where I live. It's no problem as long as it's daylight. Nighttime, please don't shoot your guns at night. That just means that something serious going down. Anyway, I know, and I live in California, and people are like, no, you don't. There's no way you can conceal carry, own a weapon in California, and shoot your guns in your yard whenever you feel it. Yeah, I know, and good weather too. Anyway, back to where I was. They're trying to control these coins, and they're trying to stricken the public with fear with them. And they're going to, in my opinion, bring down Tether. And I hope that none of you have any money on Tether or have it in a coin unless you're a day trader, and then it's just some small account that you're trading. I can't believe there's $32 billion being moved on it, but anybody that would leave $32 billion on that in today's day and age is really asking for some trouble. Not financial advice again. But what they're going to do, and I'm guessing on all of this, total speculation, right? My channel, my speculation. What they're going to do is they're going to say this time frame. Okay, well, if you put your coins and you lock them up on this, they won't call them stable coins, but they'll work identically. If you put your coin on this municipality or this nation, you will receive an interest, okay, on that coin. Longer period you lock it up, the more money you make. Because let's face facts, the bond market is being obliterated as we speak. It's never had the fluctuations that it's had currently. It's been 1770s in this country since it's been that low. It's being demolished. It's being wrecked with a ball intentionally. There's no other excuse for it. There's no other reason for it. Bonds in the short term are even a risky proposition. Again, not financial advice, but I know people have told me that are very high ranking have said the same exact things. They're like, that market is done for. They will reinstate them, and then they will reinstate a CBDC. I'm going to do a video, I promise, on CBDCs. However, that's yet another dark video that I really don't want to make. I know I have to because it's reality, and sometimes we have to play in reality, but it's a hard subject for me because I did one about how I don't believe they'll succeed, and I honestly don't believe they will succeed in a long period of time, but I do believe they will bring them out, and they're coming. That doesn't mean it has to be a bad day for you and I. In fact, my opinion is if they can stabilize these coins, if they can stabilize stable coins in a bond manner, they could save the banking system at the top up, okay, the very top. I think the local banks and mid-tier banks that I discussed in a couple of videos ago, I think they're in a lot of trouble. And I think that you would be do yourself well not to carry too much of your net wealth on those banks. Again, not financial advice, it's just they are part of they're in line of the wrecking ball, and the wrecking ball seems to be coming their way in a way that I can't completely even talk about on YouTube, but you and I know what's happening. There's a big reset happening, and the whole thing's going to happen, and nobody knows how. And I know there's too many players at the top that I talk about on this channel all the time. You think it's one player at the top making all these rulings. That is not what's happening. So we don't know how it's going to wreck the whole system. We don't know the reset. I know the WEF is not in control of the world, and I've been told that by many, many people who would know. Yeah, those guys are out of their minds, okay? So don't just believe what those people are saying is going to change your future or your life, because it's not accurate, and those people don't control the world, okay? They might be part of a group that wants to control the world, but they are not in control. So there's nobody in control, and that's kind of a beautiful thing, right? It's a decentralized thing at the very top. It's constant juggling and movement And that's what man does, is we look at tomorrow as a brand new day. And every day that you and I are here, we create our own futures. And even the power, we think the people at the top have powers over us. It's not true. They don't. And the only power they have over you is the power that you give them. And we know that to be true. And I know that to be true. And I live that every day. I already talked way too much about too many different things that I wasn't planning on going over, but, you know, coffee kicked in and I'm enjoying myself out here and the weather's perfect. So let's get back. Let's refresh on what I talked about in this video. Stable coins are going away. I don't know that for sure. Speculation. CBDCs are coming. I don't know that. Complete speculation. The old money, fiat currency, is dying. That's pretty obvious, but still speculation. Assets are going to be where you're going to want to place yourself. Whether that be land, whether that be gold, whether that be a strong vehicle, whether that be farmland, whether that be a stable, solid crypto coins, you know, the top, I keep talking about them, the top 20 that have the most volume and the most people and who have a great Discord and have a social following behind them and good code and great standing. Those are assets, and those are things that you're going to want to place yourself in that have future technology use for mankind. All right, guys, I was hoping not to make this video too long, but again, in my recap, this is about stablecoins. I'm going to get deeper into it because stablecoins might be going away. I don't want anybody to get stuck in them, okay? Why are you in a stablecoin after everything that's happened over the last couple of weeks? Why are you in that? Unless you trade hourly. Please make the right decision and because they're in a lot of trouble. All right, guys, with that, I'm out. Well, I could do better than that. Maybe I'll do it again.